The October 13th, 2021 work session. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Colleen, will you please call roll?
Mr. Ambrose?
Present.
Mr. Bloom? Mr. King?
Here.
Mr. Mohan? Mr. O'Neill?
Here.
Mr. Ross?
Here.
Dr. Eunice?
Here.
Mr. Zaritsky?
Here.
Ms. Belcastro?
Here. Mr. Hello?
Okay. I wanted to review the decorum procedure that was published on the district website for tonight's meeting. First, anybody attending this meeting, excuse me, must wear a face mask. Face coverings must remain during the entire meeting. Removal of face mask during the meeting and refusal to comply after request will result in removal from the meeting. Each comment made by the participant is limited to 3 minutes, period. No participant may speak more than one time. All statements shall be directed to the president of the board. No participant may address or question the board members individually. As I said at the last meeting, the public is allowed to comment. That's what the law provides. It's not a question and answer period. Failure to follow these requirements may result in termination of the time for the person who is speaking if it's too lengthy, personally directed or abusive or obscene. Request any individual to leave the meeting when that person does not observe reasonable decorum. Request the assistance of law enforcement to remove a disorderly person when his or her conduct interferes with the orderly progress of the meeting. Call a recess or adjourn to another time when lack of public decorum interferes with the orderly conduct of the meeting. Thank you, President.
There was an executive session held this evening for personnel items. So we are going to go with public comments on agenda items. Okay. Minutes to approve the combined voting session minutes from the September 16th, 2021. Any questions? Okay. And Treasurer's report, Mr. King.
The following bills and reports are submitted for approval. Number one, confirm the September 2021 general fund payments in the amount of $3,146,941.19. Number two, confirm the September 2021 cafeteria fund payments in the amount of $7,891.77. Report to approve the September 2021 Berkheimer report.
Any questions, comments? There's nothing under board policy. Mr. O'Neill, do you have anything you would like to say?
Yeah, we're making progress on the 5 outstanding contracts. We hope to submit them prior to the meeting Thursday so that we can get them all done and put behind us. We're hoping to anyway.
Okay, good, thank you. Education, Mr. Ross.
Number one, to approve, confirm the release time staff development requests. Listed on the left-hand side is the conference and location. The middle is the individuals, and the date is listed on the right column. Two, to approve a contract with the Watson Institute from 7/1/2021 to 6/30/2022 to provide educational services for a student at a cost of $95 an hour. Three, to approve an addendum to the lease agreement with the Beaver Valley Intermediate Unit to increase the amount of space leased at Todd Lane Elementary to 4,056 square feet with the addition of 1 classroom space.
I have a question. So is that in addition to Head Start?
So yes, so we currently have Head Start, actually the pre-K program that leases space. Separately from that, the IU leases space for an early intervention program. They're going to early intervention classroom at Todd Lane. We already have a contract with them on the other spaces they lease. It'll add another $9,500 a year to their rental agreement. So we'll pick up almost $10,000.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Mr. Moat has nothing under technology. So Mr. King, we are back to you for athletics.
To approve the following winter coaching staff and stipends pending receipt, review, and acceptances of all clearances. Boys basketball, girls basketball, wrestling, gymnastics, and swimming. The coaches are in the left column. Their positions are in the middle, and the stipends are in the right column. Number 2, to approve agreement with Beaver Area School District swimming pool for the 21-22 school year. Number 3, to approve the following sponsors for intramural bowling, 22 school year, up to 100 hours at $12 an hour. Roxanne DeLone, Jennifer Jones, Jennifer Magnello, and Debbie Giuliani. Number 4, to approve the varsity baseball team spring trip to Cocoa Beach, Florida from March 16th, 22 to March 1st, 22. Number 5, to pre-approve varsity softball team for a spring trip to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, March 24th, 22 to March 27th, 22.
Any questions?
I have a question with those. Are these being picked up by each booster club for nothing coming from the school?
No, Sean.
No, nothing from the school. This is fundraised through the Booster Club.
Okay, both sports.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. O'Neill?
These dates, do they coincide with the Easter?
The dates, he asked if they coincided with Easter. I know they went through the dates with
It
you.
does not, but it works with the snow day we have in there, so.
So you have a long weekend with a snow day?
Correct, that's correct.
All right.
We did get these dates approved with our calendar.
Okay, good.
I have a question. The girls softball just hired a new coach. Was this all set up before she became coach, or do you know, Sean?
No, this was all after. There was talk with their booster organization to go on a trip, Mr. King, but when we hired the coach, she got involved in the conversation. They looked into this location in Tennessee.
She's okay with it?
She's okay with it and on board. She wants to.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Dr. Yanis?
Okay, extracurricular activities, there's a list. I think I'm going to read them all, each person, since I only have 2 meetings left, but I'll cut you guys a break. So we have a destination. I won't do that to everybody. So there's a destination, there's a group, and there's a date. They're all listed all through it. It's all good.
Any questions? Mr. Zaritsky?
Nothing under building and grounds, just a quick update that the building and grounds committee did meet for a short period of time this morning, just get some updates on where we are with Center Grange, some of the activity that's been going on, which is some of the test boring. We will meet again next week and that provide an update to the public on some of the information that's been shared with us from Dr. Perry and the architects.
Okay. Well, Mr. Bloom, you're just in time. You're up.
We're looking to approve the additions to the 2021-2022 substitute list pending receipt, review, and acceptance of all clearances. Number 2, approve the resignation of Patricia Konkle, paraprofessional, effective October 15th, 2021. Number 3, to approve an FMLA request for a paraprofessional from September 23rd, 2021 through December 23rd, 2021. Number 4, to approve an FMLA request for a teacher from November 15th, 2021 through March 23rd, 2022. Number 5, to approve an unpaid leave request for a teacher from March 24th, 2022 through June 3rd, 2022. Number 6, to approve an intermittent leave for a cafeteria worker from September 28th, 2021 through June 3rd, 2022. Number 7, to approve an FMLA request for a paraprofessional from August 27th, 2021 through November 8th, 2021. And number 8, to accept the resignation of Daniel Gallagher, custodian, effective immediately.
Any questions?
Yes,
Mr. O'Neill?
go ahead.
This number 5, I thought we, as a board, decided we'd have no more unpaid leave requests.
Depends on the circumstance. This is coming after an FMLA for childbirth. Obviously, the board certainly can choose not to do an unpaid leave.
That helps to know the circumstances. Thank you.
Up the number 4, I believe. So that's the same teacher?
Yes.
FMLA is
60 days unpaid leave, federal law.
that more than 60 days?
It's work days,
Okay.
work week.
She has to exhaust her sick days first, then the 60 days, and then she's out of sick days.
I'm still not, even with we're opening up a can of worms by allowing unpaid leaves.
The board certainly can vote no.
Stopped that before, and I don't want to be the one that would hold it up, but I just don't think it's right. That's just me. I'm only one vote. But you're opening up a can of worms is what we're doing, because somebody else is going to come in here and they're going to want 6 months or a year. What do you tell them?
You certainly have the option to say no on any of them, including this one. I mean, you could vote no on it.
That's just my, that's all.
Any other questions or comments? Okay. Okay. Mr. Ambrose, say anything?
Do I want to say anything? I got a lot I could say, but nothing under finance.
Okay.
I do want to make a comment on finance, that the auditors will be here next month to do the yearly audit report for the 2020-21 school year. We had projected that we would be to the good $54,000, give or take. I think it was $54,298 to the good, which we've publicly said that many times. The actual audit came in $493, $497 to the good. 100,000 of that, we'll talk about this next month, was transferred to the cafeteria fund. But we ended up $393, $497 to the good versus the $54,298 that we had projected, which will bring our fund balance to $2,934,640. So once again, I'd like to commend John for the work that he did projecting the budget, and we'll have all the details for you next month when they do the audit report.
Questions? Comments? Okay. Public comments?
Hi, Brandy Patterson, Center Township.
Excuse me, Brandy.
Yes.
Want to give the secretary your address other than Center Township?
Sure.
Thank you.
111 Pine Haven Court.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just not super comfortable with that since it's recorded on YouTube. That's why I haven't always done that. So okay, so I have a couple questions. I know you won't answer them, but I thought maybe if you could comment to them after I'm done, that would be appreciated. So
Be commenting on anything.
Okay.
I said at the beginning of this, you can Make a statement, but don't expect a comment.
No, I don't expect. I'm saying I would appreciate, Madam President, if you have any.
Even appreciate a comment.
Yes.
Said no comments.
Oh, I thought it was no communication back and forth, but okay, thank you for making that clear. So with the Center Grange all-day kindergarten project, I understand that RFPs will be going out soon. So I was wondering what the board is asking for and if you'll share that with the public as far as what you're expecting to receive. Will the project be broken down into phases? Will the board request to receive separate bids for what we need for all-day kindergarten versus what some of the board members want? Will you be also reevaluating the project at all in regards to the cost of lumber and building materials and the fact that they're up now 87% just in 2021 alone? Obviously, there's a big increase in lumber and building materials, so I didn't know if that's going to be taken into consideration at all and if that could possibly delay the project. In regards to the soccer fields at Center Grange, about 6 months out of the year, every Saturday morning, approximately 1,000 of our district's children and families come together for CV Youth soccer games. And with the All Day K project, has any consideration gone into this? And are you looking at any of the unaccompanied land owned by the district to make up for this loss of these large community youth athletic events? I think it seems that maybe all but 2 fields will be taken out, and everybody really does come together. If any of you are in part of the CV Youth Soccer organization, Saturday mornings are amazing at that school. Everybody is together. And it would be a shame if it's sporadic and everyone's broken up into all different locations now because of this large project. When the board committee members did the walkthroughs of our schools, what did you decide were actual priorities that you will still plan to put funds toward in regards to the unsafe and unacceptable conditions of our middle school and high school? That's all. Right on time, right?
Thank you, Brandy.
5 more seconds.
Oh, I'm okay. That's all. That's all I wanted to bring to your attention. I'd like to find information on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandy.
Anyone else? No.
Say anything. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So we are going to move on. Would you like to say anything here, Dr. Perry?
I have nothing this evening. I will say, though, that with regards to the project, all of the things that were brought up certainly are under consideration by the district.
Okay. So I'm going to go to these guys before I go to the board members. Mr. McCreary?
Just quickly at the high school, a couple things. This is our homecoming week. We have coronation tomorrow night in the auditorium. Homecoming is a football game Friday night. We took our PSATs for our 11th graders today. And we're almost through the first 9 weeks of school. So things have been going well at the high school. Happy with the kids' cooperation with all the requirements we have on them. And they've done a great job. Our teachers for the work that they've done with the school thus far this week. That's all I have.
Echo, the middle school's going really well. Our gifted program has competed in a bunch of different events recently. Tomorrow we'll be sending a handful of a small group of 8th graders to CCBC Dome for the Beaver County Manufacturing Career Day. We have Spirit Week coming up. We're Spirit Week this week. We have Red Ribbon Week coming up. All of our flexible grouping has begun at the middle school. Our teachers have analyzed all the data from the PSSAs and the fall benchmarks. So we have our small flexible group remediation taking place. A lot of good things happen at the middle school. On the safety side of it, we have the PA State Police coming in the month of November to do our risk and vulnerability study for all 4 buildings. So they'll be putting together that report, which I'll be sharing with you guys in the near future. That's all for middle school.
Okay. Ms. Farragotti?
Thanks. At Todd Lane, we also are finishing up our benchmarks and organizing our data. We just started our groups this week, so we started with our reading. Last week we were able to have Fire Safety Week, so it was really nice to have the firemen in and the fire trucks. The kids really enjoyed that. And now we're busy preparing for Tim Hartman's coming. He's an author, Red Ribbon Week, and the annual Halloween party with the PTA.
Ms. Hicks, do you have anything to add?
The only thing I have to add for going across the district is they added numbers to the outside of the windows to make it easy for law enforcement to respond to any event, and that has been done at all of the buildings, elementary, middle, and high school.
Okay. Ms. Parks?
Good idea.
Lots of things going on in the district. It is nice, as Mr. Dolph said, to see our gifted kiddos getting out and competing across the county again. So that's something that we're excited about. Also, in our K-8 buildings, our SWIBIS teams are going through universal screening data to provide interventions for students with regard to mental health and social emotional needs. And we are still looking for paraprofessionals. So if anybody listening at home is a stay-at-home parent and would like to work during school hours, please contact me. I would be happy to talk with you about that.
I'll echo the fact that we're looking for a full and part-time custodian as well. So if we have anybody interested, let me know.
Mrs. Kasanovich?
Well, they've all said mostly everything that that's happening at Center Grange as well. We had fire safety and prevention this past week. Benchmark assessments are done. Our small groups of tier 1 and tier 2 and tier 3 students are being serviced in getting support for reading and math. Developmental kindergarten is in full swing. A lot of kids there all day long, and they're really having fun. We are conducting our safety drills, our fire, weather, campus alerts. All of those are happening in October now. And I just want to thank all the teachers and staff for all their hard work getting the school year off to a great start.
Mr. Vakovican, anything from you?
The only thing I can say is, we've hired 6 new teachers in high school, and we couldn't be more pleased with their enthusiasm, their preparation, instruction so far in the year. So they've done a really nice job getting on board and making it almost easy.
Oh, that's good to hear.
So I met with them yesterday. They're across the district. They're all eager, enthusiastic. Whoever was on the interview panels, kudos to you guys for doing a great job of getting us high quality staff.
Oh, good to hear. Mr. Miller?
Yes, we are back in the swing of curriculum meetings that we weren't able to have last year. I can say that we've kind of picked up right where we left off, and everyone's kind of got back into the flow of them. So we have some catch up to do this year, but I think that we'll be able to do it.
Good. Sounds good. All right, moving to
I got a comment.
board member comments. Mr. Ross, anything?
First, I'd like to thank all the administrators for all the work that you guys are doing and all the positive stuff I just heard this evening. And I was really going to ask that same question that I'm glad you addressed it, Mr. Vakovican, on our new hirees. I'm always curious to know how our people are doing, and it's great to hear. And that means that our process that we have in selecting is working and working in a positive way for not only us but the whole community. So that's great to hear. The only other thing too, I have, I don't know who would answer that, Dr. Perry. It's just rumors that I hear on the street, and I don't know how much of it's true, whatever. I'm just curious, where are we with the COVID? How many people in our district? I don't get any updates on what's going on. I get that feedback sometimes from the community, and I really don't have any answers for them. And I don't know, we okay?
Active cases in the total district as of Monday was 11.
11.
Changes daily depending on who goes out and who comes in. Obviously, there's other students or staff members that may be close contacts that are asked to potentially stay home. But as far as active cases, there's 11 as of Monday, there were 11 active cases in the district.
And the people that are that the other children come in contact maybe with, if they are children, are other parents notified?
As I've said since the beginning of last year, any student or staff member or anybody that we feel was a close contact will be informed that there was an issue in the school.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Mr. Bloom?
Nothing.
Mr. Zirinsky?
Nothing today.
Dr. Eunice?
No, nothing at all, thank you.
Mr. O'Neill?
No, just wanted to thank you people for showing up. I really do appreciate the input, and I don't consider you terrorists at all.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Mr. King?
I agree with Mr. O'Neill.
Just one comment.
Floor is yours.
Ms. Patterson, I share your compassion and energy for center soccer. And I understand what you're saying, and I believe everything will be done to house those kids appropriately. Now, let me just say this. I was on the initial board that started Center Soccer, 1984, 600 kids. I got 3 grandchildren playing in that league. There is the option across the road to put a couple fields over there and get a $1 lease from the township to do that. We've used it in the past, and we do have other options. There will be Center Soccer.
Thank you.
Okay.
I have nothing. So if that's it, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Yeah, wait 1 second.
Want to do executive session after this?
Yeah.
That'd be Mr. O'Neill's. I mean, you can't adjourn the meeting, correct?
What's that?
Can't adjourn the meeting right now, correct?
Why?
If you're going into executive session.
Well, you can go into executive session after the meeting.
Okay.
You just announce it at the next meeting that we've gone into executive session. You don't have to keep it open.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if you wouldn't mind, I think like 5 minutes worth of executive session after we adjourn will be fine.
Okay, so am I adjourning this
Yeah,
meeting?
turn the meeting.
Okay. Motion, Mr. Bloom, second by Mr. Zaritsky. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.